everyone. Just coming in at the beginning of this episode, just to give a little bit of a disclaimer. Number one, Mikel's mic goes a little weird. There's times where you can't really hear him very well. I know his mic hasn't been working, so you might struggle to hear him. But that's more towards, I'd say, the middle of the episode to the end. Um, to just disclaimer on that. And also, when we talk about what's to come, I do mention the Lost Girls episode, series that's coming out. I say the wrong date. I say the 13th. It's actually the 31st. But other than that, enjoy the episode.
What's up, everyone? This is the Next Day podcast with Mikel and
And Tanyka.
where we have conversations on different topics. So today we're doing our monthly Netflix series, uh, discussions, where we just talk about our favorite shows of the month,
Hmm.
on Netflix. Uh,
Yep.
Sometimes we do cross from Netflix to other streaming services. So depending on
Yeah.
how we feel about them. But I think we're going to focus on Netflix. I don't know if Tanyka has anything other than Netflix, or she's
No,
just
I think I have only Netflix. So yeah, I think it's just Netflix for this one. Okay. So we'll start with the shows we watched that we want to, elaborate on. Who wants to go first?
you can go first.
I can go first.
Yeah.
Okay. The first one I watched was Chaos, the Manson murders, which do do I need to elaborate on that too
Mm.
much? If you know anything about Charles Manson, the cult, the family, the murders that happened, um, involving Sharon Tate and the heiress of the Folgers, um, the Yankas. Yeah, so that's what I watched. It was a different take on it because it was kind of focusing on this person who wrote a book, and his theory with Manson was that he was kind of a part of this FBI experiment of creating people who would kill other people, and they basically using people as machines in a sense, right? As weapons. I don't know how valid that is. I think some of his theories were a little out there, a little crazy. I do think there's this weird connection with a doctor that was involved in a story. It wasn't the FBI, so it was CIA. I think there was something going on there. For those who watched the doc, there's something definitely going on there, but where Manson's concerned, I'm not quite there with theory. So I I know a lot about the Manson family. This documentary was not one of my favorites, just because I think it really took away with these theories and this author, really took away from the gruesome, horrific murders that happened. So it wasn't personally my favorite. Um, but it was okay. The next thing I watched was another show called The Twister, Caught in the Storm. It was number one in movies at the point that I watched it, which would have been, I think, just this week, as we're recording. So,
Mhm.
um, it is basically about a massive twister, a tornado that happened in Joplin, Missouri, um, in 2012, I believe it was. Um, and it was insane. Like you really felt like you couldn't breathe at times. The way they were describing this, They have different people who talk about it who survived the tornado. Um, so it was really interesting to kind of hear it from their standpoints. Um, the one thing that I had issue with is, I mean, this is just me. I think it made sense that the person that they were really focused on, that they never were able to locate him. I think it's safe to say that he didn't survive the tornado, but I wanted more of a conclusion with that of they were never able to find him or they did find him or whatever. Um, that didn't happen. So that's the
Mm.
only thing I disliked because I'm like, I'm hearing so much about him. I'm thinking, oh, maybe they find him or something. Because, people can survive being thrown by a tornado, but this tornado was massive. So, but I wish there was more of a conclusion with that, and that didn't happen. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. It was a really good documentary. And then the third one that I watched that I literally just finished watching yesterday, was Adolescence. I wasn't sure if I was gonna watch it, but I heard it was really, really good.
Adolescence?
Adolescence.
Yes, I did. That's on my list too.
Use
So,
on your list too? Okay, so we can kind of transition from me to you, and you can maybe talk about that first. I don't know how you thought about it, but I really enjoyed the show. It's a hard watch, but I really enjoy the show because the camera work with this show was incredible. Really, that continuous shot, you're following the people. It's not like, you go from one scene to the next scene. You're literally following everybody. I really enjoyed that. I love watching UK shows. I think they're brilliant, and
oh yeah.
it it was so, so good.
The thing that they do so well is that they know how to hire uh great child actors.
He was incredible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was incredible. And it's like you for me in the beginning watching him in the first episode especially, um maybe even the second one was like he they really make you feel so sorry for him. They make you feel like,
Hmm.
oh my God, like how could they leave this poor child? Like me as an adult, I'd be freaked out myself. He's 13 years old and
I
he's
mean,
just he's so scared. He's so scared. And then when you kind of see, okay, chances are he did do this. Um, and that's insane to me. Um, and like the police officer trying to constantly be like, what was the motive? What was the motive? And it's that she was bullying him or whatever. And again, I did like the fact that they're like, okay, yeah, she was bullying him, but let's not victim blame at the same time because that does not warrant being murdered. Kids are mean. You gotta learn to cope with that. And then when they get to the third episode with the psychologist, it's just they did a really good job of showing this is what happens. Doesn't matter the age of a murderer, you see these dark sides of them. And he really, it's fascinating how much he wanted to protect the men in his family, his grandpa, his
yeah,
dad. It's so, like, I don't know, it's so so multifaceted with that, but it's just like so good.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
just like the um the different types of episodes. So they really kind of I thought about it while watching and I'm like, it's amazing how we start this in the home with the family and
Mhm.
we end this at the home with the family and the aftermath of having a child being accused of murder and how like that like you try to have a normal day, father's birthdays, flirting with his wife, you have your daughter and whatever. And it's just like
Mhm.
try to have that normalcy, and it's just never going to be normal again.
See,
I
at
thought it was incredible.
yeah, yeah. Ashley Walters is in every single UK movie I have ever seen. Like, if you haven't seen the Top Boy, not
Hmm.
movie but show, you know, Top Boy is pretty good. He was the a drug dealer in that one.
Hmm.
Uh, if you don't know who Ashley Walters, he's the DI, the DI in the
Oh, the black
yeah,
guy,
but
the detective.
he's like in
Hmm.
every UK like
Hmm.
TV show that you see.
He's
Uh,
great.
he's very good, very great actor.
Yeah.
But but yeah, that show basically depicts like a young boy who's just like is influenced by misogyny,
Yeah.
influenced by uh what he sees on like you like YouTube, etc., all that stuff.
Yeah, and they really do focus on like the Instagram profiles he's
Yes,
following and your
yes,
views on women and yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it just influences that boy. So like it's a pretty good show. I I suggest like a lot of people to watch that show.
I
It's
highly suggest. It's really
yeah,
good. Yeah.
yeah, I yeah, 4 episodes. I don't know if it was supposed to be a limited
I
show.
think it's a limited.
I don't know if it's supposed to get picked up or be an actual like series in the near future.
No, I don't I
Huh?
feel like this
It's just limited.
again, I think so. But I think like again
Yeah.
with the UK shows when they do the limited shows,
Yeah.
I think it's so much better. Like there was another one that I watched that I can't remember the name of, but it was based off of a book, and it was basically the father and his kids. The mom like took off, and they didn't know like if she took off, like she ran away or if she was killed. Um, he his father, from my Buffy fans, was also Giles, and I caught that, and I'm like, oh my God. But there was also this weird connection with him, with everything. Like it was, again, it was a UK show. I wish I could remember the name of it. Um, but it was an incredible show, limited series. And I think there was no way they could have done more. And that same actor was in another show as well that I watched after that.
What?
And
Who? Ashley?
no, 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 not that guy. With the particular actor in that show. He was in another show that I watched where he was having an affair with his son's girlfriend, and he didn't know it was his
The,
son's girlfriend.
the young actor or the dad?
The dad.
So I
Not
mean,
the dad in adolescence. It was the dad who was in the show that I'm trying to remember the name of. That I can't remember the name of. It was
um,
a different show that he was in.
oh, but he's in this one though.
He's on in this one. Maybe I can find the name of it.
Yeah,
Um,
his name is probably Stephen Graham.
yeah, but no, it's he. No one in adolescence was in the show that I'm talking about.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but I'm just trying to make the point of when they're limited,
hmm
it's so much better.
hmm
Um, and I think UK shows really do a good job with that.
oh, they do a great job on top.
There's
Like
nothing like British shows. They're so
yeah,
good.
in terms of visual acting, I think they're 10 times better when it
Ten
comes to
times better.
North American. Uh,
Yeah.
like they got it in terms of that. They get
And
you on that.
yeah, and there's like another show too, The Fall, with the Jamie Dornan and what's her face? I can't remember her name from um the Alien show. Limited, UK. Incredible show. It was such a good show.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, there's they do it so good. They really do. Anyway, what other shows did you watch? Or are you going to continue? Do you have anything else
Uh,
like that, Alice?
so like I did end up watching. I'm trying to watch here. Um, I did end up watching You, the final season of You.
Did that come out already?
Yeah.
Shut up. You can't tell me anything. You can't
No,
spoil it. Oh, okay. So wait, so you watched season 3? Okay,
it's
so that's not the last season. There's still another season.
Is it like is there like the fourth season?
There's the full season. There's still full season of four, and then I think the fifth season's supposed to be coming. I think it's in April.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. You're well behind.
okay. Yeah, my bad. So like, yeah, I watched it. Pretty good series. Like I know I watched the first two seasons like a couple years ago. Uh, and then someone spoiled it for me, so I just like kind of like stopped and just like for a while,
Mhm.
so I don't remember it.
So you completed it. So you basically saw him kill Love then. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, yeah, I
Sorry.
spoiled. Yeah,
Like
basically.
2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Because someone spoiled it for me, and I just like what?
Really?
Yeah, for the third
Rude.
season. Yeah, and I was like, let me just like see it next year or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the fourth, you need to watch the fourth season in order to
yeah,
understand it,
yeah.
I think. Um, but the fourth season is
Uh,
very different. It is
mhm.
very different. But I still enjoyed it. So
Yeah, it's pretty good. The other one is the Jerry Springer doc.
you got to it. What do you think?
It's pretty
You
good
said that with a question
documentary.
mark. It's pretty good.
It's a good documentary. It just shows behind the scenes of what happened
Mhm.
with Jerry Springer during the early times of Jerry Springer. Obviously, like it got ridiculous towards like the final seasons.
It was
And
ridiculous the entire time. What do you mean?
I mean, the first season, it was just like a normal show,
Right.
and then
The first seasons of any show like that, like Maury or whatever, it always starts off with good intentions and then it goes downhill.
yeah, I didn't go. Yeah, what's on him? Because you know what? Because the ratings are low, and they gotta do something to do.
And something
To,
outlandish like
yeah.
being married to your horse or something is way more entertaining.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed the documentary. The documentary just basically showed, you know, nothing new when it comes to like something a TV show like that. If they do like a Maury documentary, I'm sure they're gonna show like behind the scenes of what happened.
Yeah, but I think the difference between Maury and
Mhm.
Jerry Springer is I think Jerry maybe his death really sparked the the doc because I mean I didn't even realize he'd been actually dead for a bit. I was like, oh, I thought it was really just like last year, but it's been a few years.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's what sparked it. Um, I don't know if we're really, especially after this documentary, if we're ready for a Maury. But again, I think the difference really even between Maury and Jerry Springer is Maury is supposed to be a legit reporter, you know? He is married to a very well-respected, legit reporter. So I think that's the difference between the two. But it'll be interesting, when time comes if they decide to do a Maury documentary. But
That would be interesting. But
I think
I wouldn't put
maybe,
it past Netflix to do
maybe,
Jerry Springer uh, documentary was successful. So like
yeah,
basically, when the Picasso did it, or Maury Gold on all Netflix.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe that was all. Yeah, I'll be watching it. So
So
yeah,
anything else?
that's adolescence. That's the talks about that. And yeah,
Okay.
like I said, I like that as well.
Mm,
I am gonna be watching um some Korean shows as well.
mm.
So K dramas. I really like K dramas a lot. Some people don't like it because of the subtitles. And then they do have English dub, but people don't watch the English dub versions
Mm.
of the K drama because the the voice actors don't match the lips of the okay.
Oh, no, it's not gonna
Yeah.
happen. So
Sometimes the writing of the English dub is kind of like a little off too. I'm like, ugh. Yeah,
sometimes.
but yeah, yeah, but yeah, but yeah, that's
Um,
pretty much about it.
Okay. So any honorable mentions outside
Uh,
Netflix, whatever,
outside of
or
Netflix.
in Netflix?
Oh, Daredevil.
Daredevil. Okay. Is that
Daredevil.
the
Marvel
show?
Studios. Yeah, Marvel
Okay.
Studios. Great show. I'm on. I want to spoil it for anybody. I'm on episode 4 so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting for the whole entire season to finish. So I think they're dropping as we record this. They're dropping 2 episodes this week. So episode 5 and 6, and then the next couple weeks, I think the whole series or the season will finish uh in April.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably will do something based on that. So yeah, that's Daredevil's Marvel Studios. If you haven't watched like the first 3 seasons of Daredevil, uh, go watch it. It's pretty good, really great. It's on Disney Plus. Uh, you guys, it previously was on Netflix, but since uh since the characters reverted back to Marvel and Disney owns Marvel, the show got reverted to Disney Plus due to a 2-year cooling period. So yeah, after
Yeah.
those 3 seasons. So yeah,
Okay. Well,
but
for me,
yeah.
um, as anyone knows, if they watch Love is Blind, finished Love is Blind for this month. It ended beginning of the month. Um, I mean, overall, again, if you want to hear more about that, I've covered it on my other podcast. But just generally, season was boring. Season was very boring. Season was,
Mhm,
I think this because they were doing it in Minneapolis this year. Um, it was just really a lot of normies,
mhm,
and normies are great. We love a normie, but we also want crazy people like Madison, who are going to really stir things up. And we didn't have Madison for most of the season, so it was boring.
mhm,
So, um, they're going over to Denver. We'll see if that is just as bad as Married at First Sight was, because it's all the same creator.
mhm.
Um, so we'll see how that goes for the next season.
Okay.
Um, what else did I watch? I also am in the middle. It's just started watching the Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup series. It's on second season. I just finished watching the first episode. Um, and of course, this is following her pregnancy, her divorce with Ryan, and like, do you know who Gypsy Rose Blanchard is, right?
Uh, n- no, I think I heard the name, but like
Okay.
not really. Not really.
Okay. Um, very quick. She had her mother was murdered. She kind of orchestrated it with the man she was kind of dating, kind of not at the time, because her mom had Munchausen by proxy, and basically that means, she was manipulative, controlling,
Mhm,
was having doctors basically say she has cancer, she has this, she has that. She went through multiple surgeries, multiple tests. Teeth were pulled. Like she went through a lot of really bad things. She made her younger than she actually was. Like she's my age. But she made her younger because it would have better benefits if she was younger. And like her mother frauded
mhm,
everybody. And unfortunately had Gypsy do the same thing. And Gypsy wanted out, and her boyfriend at the time killed her mom.
mhm,
Um, he's in prison for the rest of his life, but she had him a lighter sentence. She's out on parole, so that's when they did this series. Um, so now she was married when she got to another guy. That didn't work out, so she's now with the guy she used to be engaged to. She's pregnant for him. It's a mess. Um, it's a mess. But who knew I hate Ken more than Ryan? Um, so that's just in the beginning of that though. So I've been watching that. And as an update, I am now on the fifth season of Dexter. And for those who've watched Dexter, and know what happens at the end of the fourth episode, the fourth season, um, I needed to take a break because I'm like, what is happening? Not to spoil it. I know the show's really old, and maybe there's someone out there who hasn't watched it and decides I want to watch it. It's not what I was expecting, and I'm barely mad, and I need to take a minute. So slowly getting back into it, Lord. But that's my honorable mentions.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to get into what's to come?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
So this is coming out prior to this. So Gone Girls, which is the Long Island serial killer, which is the we kind of talked about it in an episode that's coming out tomorrow. The Gilgo Beach
uh-huh.
murders. This is what this is about. It's coming on March 13th. So I definitely will be watching that when that comes out.
Hmm.
We have another one called From Rock Star to Killer. It's a limited series. It's coming out, it's actually coming out tomorrow as this is coming out. So this one's about, in 2003, rock singer Bertrand Cantat killed his partner, actress Marie, uh, I can't even say that name. The documentary revisits the case that divided a nation. There's another one called Bad Influence, The Dark Side of Kidfluencing. It's coming on April 9th. So in this eye-opening documentary expose, teens and parents reveal disturbing accounts of abuse and exploitation within the world of child influencers. Million Dollar Secret. This is coming out on March 26th. So today, as this comes out. In this cutthroat competition series, an undercover millionaire must hide in plain sight and evade elimination to keep the money and win the game. So, yeah.
Hmm.
Let's go into something that's coming in April. Witch Watch, which looks like an anime show.
Hmm.
So I don't know if Mikel will be interested in this, but it's coming on April 6th. A diligent teen winds up living with his spunky childhood friend, a trainee witch, to protect her from a dire prophecy, but can survive high school. There's one, don't know when this one's coming out, actually. Doesn't seem to say, but there's one coming out called Istanbul Encyclopedia. I don't know when that's coming out, though. What else do we have? Um, Trying to look at the April ones here. The Glass Dome coming out April 15th. When her friend's daughter goes missing, criminologist Leah joins the search and must confront the haunting trauma of her own childhood abduction. Sounds interesting. Um,
There's Devil May Cry as well that comes April. Plans to open the gates of hell. Devilish, handsome demon hunter could be the world's best hope for salvation. So it's basically an anime.
okay. There's one called Eye Hostage coming out April 18th. When a gunman enters an Apple store in the heart of Amsterdam, the police face a delicate challenge to resolve the standoff inspired by true events.
Mhm.
Um, I will give that a little watch too.
Right.
One called Ransom Canyon. It's coming out April 17th. Um, Secrets, love, and lies intertwine as rancher Stanton Kirkland follows his heart, fights to protect his land, and investigates a painful personal loss. Kill Tony, which I've heard of, comes out on April 7th. There's no um description there though. The Bob Marley movie, One Love, if you have not watched it, is coming out April 12th.
That's
Um,
this
hmm?
nonsense.
Yeah. I watched it already. It's actually really good. Really good. Um, Diamond Heist. It's coming out April 16th. If you want to never sleep again, you can watch Insidious, The Red Door. It's coming on April 4th if you want to
Mhm.
watch that on Netflix.
Mhm.
Um, a doctor show called Pulse. That sounds familiar. That's coming soon. Um,
Well, well, actually, this is coming back March 31st, but we won't copies in April. Your boy was in SWAT.
Go on. I know who you're talking about. Just go on. Yes, yes,
CSI.
yes, yes.
In CSI?
Huh?
You was in CSI, right?
Not CSI. He was in Criminal Minds. Shamar Moore.
That's coming out. Season 7 is coming March 31st, but technically, I'll come back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This comes out before March 31st, anyways. And I think that's like, I thought they actually didn't, SWAT wasn't renewed, if I remember correctly.
Must be.
Yeah, I think it's an older season, but I think they're trying to see if Netflix, kind of like what they did with like The
Yeah.
Flash, if Netflix will take it on and maybe they can keep it going. Um, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but I have heard it wasn't renewed. Um, what else we have? Oh, Chelsea Handler. This is actually came out yesterday when this comes out. Chelsea Handler has a comedy special, so you can watch that if you like. Um, I might give that a watch myself. But yeah, that's basically it.
Season 3 of Jurassic Park Chaos
Okay.
Theory. Sorry. It is a cartoon. Uh, and it's for kids. So it's
Mm,
for like a TV Y7. So basically, it's for like kids, family to watch it. So like basically, the description says, with trust in short, uh, the camp fam moves forward in their quest to outsmart, clever foe, but new threats and surprises awaits them at every turn. So basically, um, if you're interested, there is 2 seasons of it. The third season comes April 3rd.
that's that's it for me.
Okay, so this ends this episode of the Next Tape Podcast. The Next Tape Podcast is available on all podcast platforms. We also have a website called Tanyka,
Next take podcast.podpage.io.
and we're also available where at?
Oh yeah, Facebook and Instagram at Next Take Podcast, and Twitter and TikTok at Next Take Pod.
And we also have an email called Mikel Tanika at gmail.com. That is Mikel Tanika at gmail.com. So we basically talked about our, what we watched this month on Netflix. Uh, there are 3 shows slash movies that we watched. Uh, and we're going to do another one next month. I think that's about it. We don't need to just go on any further with this episode.
Well,
That's it.
yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm Mikal, and
And I'm Tanyka.
we'll see you
Uh, tomorrow, I think. Yeah, tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, and we'll also see you next month. Coming back to the monthly Netflix discussions. Peace.
Bye.